Do you have $0? Do you have no money right now starting out in real estate wholesaling and you're broke and you want to know what to do, right? I get this question asked all the time. Zach, I have no money. I have no credit. I'm 18, 19, 17 years old. What do I do? Right? I'm broke. What do I do? I want to start wholesaling, no money. I don't want to risk any money yet, right? My spouse doesn't want me to drop $1,000 on a guru course. What do I do? Most wholesalers that have no money, kind of like me starting out, I have $300, so rich. But most people, if you do not have $2,000 to $3,000 to spend in this business, most real estate wholesaling coaches and influencers, they'll throw you to the trash. Go work a regular job, they say, get 10 grand, don't feed your family, and then pay me a course, and then I'll teach you, right? But the honest truth is you don't have to drop 10, 20, 30 grand to start wholesaling. Most people think you have to do it. And the truth is gurus and coaches put you in this hamster wheel to drop 10 grand for coaching and stuff for one reason and one main honest reason in general. This is the absolute truth, but they do this to keep you broke. That is what they do. Because if you drop 20 grand in marketing, of course you're going to get 20 grand back for a deal, but you don't make any more money. But they make themselves feel good because they got a deal from it, right? The honest truth of a person that can help you out in wholesaling shows you that it'd make money from nothing, right? To produce 20, 30, 40, 50 grand out of nothing. That's the most important thing. That's the coolest thing you can do. And so that's why in today's video, I'm going to be breaking this down. If you have no money, you have $0, this is what we're going to do. This is how I'm going to help you become a successful wholesaler. And if you are broke, you got no money, or you want to send this to a 17-year-old person, this is going to be the ultimate tutorial and guide for you. Guys, if you're excited to start wholesaling with no money, guys, there's nobody out here that's going to teach you legit way with no money getting started in this business. They will not tell you half the stuff. They'll tell you the other half. You're not getting the true thing. What I'm going to give you is the honest truth in wholesaling real estate of exactly how to get started in this game with no money at all. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. I'm excited. But before I get into it, guys, you already know what to do. Make sure you guys smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment below your questions, and I'd love to help you become the best wholesaler you possibly can be today. So without further ado, let's get into the intro. I'm excited because I think so many wholesalers that have no money, they have a lot of limiting beliefs. And I think the biggest limiting belief is I can't find a motivate to sell without any money. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it today. But guys, I got to get you as excited as me. And to get yourself excited, you got to get to cue the intro. Let's get it, guys. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, bitch, get up.
Yeah, let's get it, guys. Let's get into it. Let's share it. I want to get into this, guys. So if you want to learn how to do the real wholesaling game with no money at all, let's talk about it. Let's get into it, and let's just break it all down because I'm a big visual learner, so I do want to help people out that needs help, right? So this is going to be my $0 method, my $0 methods for wholesaling real estate, and let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's share it, and let's really break everything down so you know how to get started in this business with no money at all and nothing, right? So for wholesaling real estate, it comes down to two things. When you're wholesaling houses, it comes down to time and it comes down to money. Those are the resources to get a wholesaling deal. Nobody ever talks about this, but these are the two finite resources we have. And if you don't know how to actually use these resources, you're going to get screwed. you are not going to become as successful as you should be. And so let's talk about this time and money. Let's break this down. So when we have time and money, so I'll put this in a little chart for you. We have time and money, right? So if I'm wholesaling houses and, I got, let's say $1,000 to put in this business for marketing, I can use, it'll probably take me 5 to 10 hours. And then that will probably equal one $20,000 deal, right? Pretty simple, pretty easy to kind of conceptualize, but right? Like it put $1,000 for let's say SMS text blasting on smszack.com. Pretty simple, right? Like you put $1,000, you only have to put 5-10 hours a week of work in there because it's doing a lot of the work, but you spent money to do it now. Now here's the issue with money, right? Let's say I only have, let's talk about me starting out, like how I got my first deal, right? Let's use that as an example. I spent $300 on bandit signs. I spent probably 30 hours, okay, my bad. I spent about 90 hours, I would say, of that $300 just putting signs out to get in high school. I was 17, I was stupid, to get one $20K deal. That's pretty cool. That was worth it, right? That was really worth it. But look at this. I had to put 90 hours for that little of money to get one $20,000 deal. And here's one thing not a lot of people talk about, and this is something I want to really conceptualize in your head. Actually, let's if it took me $20,000 for 90 hours of work, that means I was theoretically getting paid $222 an hour. That's pretty good, right? Now, if I use that first example, right? Let's do the other example. Let's say if I did the 10 hours, that's, oh my gosh, right? That's $2,000 an hour. But I had to drop 1K. So let's do it 19, right? So let's do 19. 19K for 10 hours. That's $1,900 an hour. That was really bad handwriting. So let's say I did, here's another. So let's say 20K, but I spent $1,000. So I was in the positive 19 grand for 10 hours of work. That means I was getting $1,900 an hour. So it's a lot more productive to spend some money, but obviously you don't have money to get started, right? And so you're probably going to have to do something with $0. So let's say you have $0. So this is why it's best when you get your first deal and you run up 20 grand, like with no money, that you invest that into your marketing. All right. Don't buy the watch. Don't buy the whip. Don't get the Lambo, right? Don't know. Okay. Put that into your marketing so you can start turning that stuff into things that are going to pay you $2,000 an hour, not, $200 an hour. But I'm not saying like, yo, drop $4,000. No, this is not the point of the video. But what I'm telling you here is when you get that first deal, don't be just doing $0 stuff, right? You can do other stuff. So let's talk about what it'll probably take, honestly. If you got no money at all right now, it's probably going to take you 120 hours to get a deal with $0. That is it. That is the true math. You can, be upset at me. You can cry. You can do all the yip yammering you possibly want. But this is the honest truth, all right? 120 hours probably with no money at all. That's what it is. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that'll probably get you a probably $15,000 deal. It's not gonna be as good as paid marketing, but it won't be bad, right? So that'll probably be a $15,000 deal. Now, what is the ROI on this? It's basically infinite, right? What's the ROI? It's like it's insane ROI if you dropped $1,000, but it's insane, right? And so what you need to understand here is, what am I getting paid per hour? 15 grand here for an example of, so I got 15 grand here for 120 hours. What is that going to be? That's going to roughly be around, let's see, 15 grand, 120 hours. It's about 125 bucks an hour. They ain't bad, but here's the issue. If you only have 40 hours to put into a week, the paid marketing will be good, but let's get that deal first, right? Let's focus on that 15K with no money at all. And then eventually we can get some paid marketing where we do that. So guys, I tell you, wholesaling real estate is free. The information's free. Getting your first 100K is free, right? It doesn't take any time, right? But here's the thing. You shouldn't be at this forever. I get people that they do this and that's all they do, and they make 200 grand a year, but that's all they do. The point is, the goal, okay? The goal, guys and gals, is to get that 15 grand to put into the paid marketing. That's the point, because it'll give you more money. But so that's the thing. We got time or money, okay? It's a universal law. This is not the sexiest concept in the world, but if you have no money, you need to this is the stuff you need to know, not what you want to know. This isn't sexy stuff, right? This isn't get the views on YouTube, but this is stuff that I feel like someone's going to grasp it today and it'll help them out. Here's a universal law. This is like, science. I don't know. Science of wholesaling, I guess, right? Some guru's going to steal that, but whatever. The more time you put into wholesaling, oh, what in the world is that? The more, actually, let's reverse it. The more money you put into your marketing is going to be the less time you have to put in. It's never zero, but it's roughly that, right? So, for example, zero money, you got to put in a lot of hours. Now, if I'm plugging in an equation, right, they have to equal a certain amount. And so it's like an equation, but like time multiplied by money spent has to equal out to TXM. And so that's a weird equation, but it's the truth. So if you want to plug this in and you want to tell yourself, okay, Zach, I want to work, it's like an equation, but it's like, all right, Zach, I want to work 10 hours a week. And I also want to make 20,000. I want to plug this in. And I also want to make, let's say, 50 grand a month, right? I want to make 50K a month. Here's the thing with this equation. They all have to equal out to the effort. So, I didn't write that out. Sorry. So the basic equation for wholesaling is time multiplied by money has to give the equivalent of the money you want to make. Now, this is this is really advanced, but for the people that kind of can grasp this, it makes sense for them. What this basically means here is if you want to get a certain time and you want to get a certain result. So let's do this. Let's just call this a result. Results and effort are the same. So let's do results equal. Let's do this. This is, I think, it'd be a lot simpler. Equals results, which is equal to E. So weird equation, but here's the thing. If you want a certain time, so let's get time out of here. Let's say I want to do 10 hours a week of work. And I also want my results to be 50 grand for the month. That means the money has to be a certain amount and the effort has to be a certain amount. When you want high effort and high results with low hours, you're going to have to spend money. That's going to be the thing that's going to change it. And so when this is a weird equation, but it's true. So I get somebody that says, all right, Zach, I want to work 10 hours a week, but I also want to make 50 grand a month. I say, okay, that's pretty simple. All you have to do is plug this in. You're probably going to have to drop, I would say $2 grand a week in marketing. So that's about $8 a month. Probably drop 8K a month in marketing and teams and stuff like that if you really want to be at that level. And your acquisition's got to be on point. So let's do 8K a month. And then that 10 hours has to basically be acquisitions and cash buyers. Marketing has to be done by VA, systems, all this stuff. And then I get people that come up to me and they say, no, Zach, no. Okay. Zach, I got no money. And then on top of that, I only have 10 hours. And I also want to make 20 grand a month. And so this is a hard equation. And a lot of you guys are watching this right now and you're probably at that level. And this is why I kind of took a little bit to talk about this. But here's the truth. I don't want to work. I want the best of everything, right? A lot of people are like this. Zach, I only want to work 10 hours a week. I don't want to spend any money. And I want to make all this stinking money. I'm like, geez, man, you want to eat pizza all day. And you also want to eat a tub of ice cream and have a six pack. I'm like, okay. You can actually do that. You can eat a tub of ice cream a day and still have a six pack. Do you know what you're going to have to do? You are going to have to work out probably 6 hours a day, run marathons and weightlift. All right. That's what you're going to have to do. Okay. So if you want to work not a lot and you want to spend no money and make all this time, your effort has to be something. So this time, you don't get to choose. You chose the time. So you don't get to choose what you want to do at the time. You ain't going to dilly-dally. All right. You are going to have to reverse, drive for dollars. Heck, we're going to probably throw door knocking on here. And most importantly, and this is the craziest part of it, you're going to probably have to do a bunch of government leads. And we're going to talk about it like crazy, but that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to blast everything out like crazy. The top lists, right? These are going to be like the probates, code violations, right? Liens. Like you're going to have to go hard in the paint. And so you got to plug in the equation. It's a zero-sum game. I want every wholesaler to watch this, that like, if you want to go out here and make a ton of money if you want to make a ton of money without spending any money, you're probably going to have to spend a lot of time. Now, if you have a lot of time and no money, we can make the cash work. It's all plug and play. So hopefully that made sense to you. If it didn't make sense, let me know in the comments. I can clarify it more, but let me clarify a game plan. Let me do my $0 blueprint. All right. And I do it because I think the gurus don't like it. So it makes me happy. But this is going to be my $0 blueprint. If you got no money, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. All right. So if you want to go out here and break it all down, let's get it. So wholesaling real estate has basically 3 phases. All right. There's 3 phases of a wholesale deal. All right. And because we have no money, we have to break this down pretty simple, right? So we have 3 phases. Okay. You have phase 1, which I call marketing. You have phase 2, which we call acquisitions. And then phase 3, which we call basically dispo. Now, guys, you see the bottom right-hand corner, freewholesaling.com. If you want to learn like what these all mean and all these crazy terms, you just walked on the channel. Freewholesaling.com breaks it down really simple, right? Really easy, really simple. It's all there. What I can tell you is really quick, marketing is just finding people that want to sell their house for a discount. Acquisitions is locking up the contract and just basically writing up a contract. It's converting somebody from a yes into a contract. And then when you have a contract, you want to sell that contract, that's dispositions. That's basically what it is. And so if we have to go through each phase with $0, so how do I do marketing with $0? How do I lock up deals with $0 if I'm virtual? And how do I sell deals for $0, right? That's the question when we have no money. You can do it all with no money. And I'm going to show you how to do it. If you're doing virtual wholesaling, in-person wholesaling, whatever it is, this is what I'm here to share. This is what I'm here to break down. And this is here what I'm talking. Okay. This is what it is. And so let's break it down and let's kind of get, what was I doing there? Oh my gosh. All right, give me a second. It decided midway through the app to update. There we go. All right, so let's break this down. All right. So the first part is marketing, right? And this is basically finding sellers with $0. All right. Let's talk about this. This is the thing I think a lot of people need help with. And this thing we're going to talk about right now. All right. So we are going to break down marketing comes down to two things. All right. This is going to come down to two things. Number one, lists. And then number two, channels. More specifically, marketing channels. Okay. This is it. This is two things in marketing. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to finding a seller, you focus on the list and the marketing channel. It is literally the bait and the reel. This is fishing. Okay. I have a bait and I have a reel. That's how I catch fish. If you have bad bait, right? So if my list is terrible, so if I have a bad list, then I'm getting no deal. But if I have, let's say, for example, if I have good lists and a bad marketing channel, ain't going to work. But if I have a good list and a good marketing channel, I'll be good to go. And that's the thing. You got to have them both really good. So let's talk about this and let's break this all down. So these all can be broken down into two main things. So let's talk about lists first. All right. Let's not confuse it. But lists specifically. All right. Let's go here to lists. Let's talk about lists for a second, right? What are the best lists to pull? Well, I'll give you an order. All right. We kind of talked about this, so I can erase it. And if you want to replay on this, this is going to be on the YouTube channel. Just go to Flip with Rick on YouTube or whatever channel you're watching this on. And let's get it going. So the top lists, and if you have no money, I'm going to put this in order. So somebody goes, oh, Zach, I got no money. What do I do? I'm like, all right, let me give you an order of the top list to pull. All right. So order number one, what's the first list I should always pull? If you have some gas in the tank and it might cost you no money, maybe this is cheating, but I'll say it. Driving for dollars, maybe you're a delivery driver, and reverse driving for dollars. That is always going to be the best one. You probably have sticky notes in your house. You just put, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. You slap them on any ugly house you can find. That will be number one, the best one, no money. Now, most people possibly can't do that. You got no money. You're doing virtual wholesaling. I get it. But that's number one, and that should be a priority if we can. Number two, this is important. These are going to be the code violations, all right? These are ugly houses that either code enforcement is driving for dollars in your area and they actually pull that list. That's why I love code violations personally. A neighbor tells on someone because there's an eyesore of the community. There's mold or mildew on the property, right? This is an amazing list. I absolutely love the code violation list and I highly recommend it. And heck, guys, it's a free list. Literally costs nothing to go pull this list. Cost $0 to go out here and get it. That's it. That's why I love it. Number three, this is a big one, but I absolutely love the probates. People pass away. There's a ton of motivation. Absolutely love the probates. Number four, I would probably get into what we call the tax delinquents. And so that's basically when somebody is behind on their taxes and they haven't paid it this year, right? They haven't paid their taxes. It's not on a lien or something, but they just haven't paid their property taxes. And that's a big motivating factor why they might want to sell the property for a discount and get rid of it. Number five, too, this is a huge one, but these are just liens. So you could be behind on your IRS debt payments, you basically your federal taxes, right? IRS likes that. State, there could be a lien from the government, judges, credit card loans, all this stuff. Number five, liens. Love the lien list. It's another free listing and poll. Number six here. So I could have done the list forever, but this is going to be the arrest record list. people that get arrested are human beings too, and they're mostly not violent criminals. So they still need to sell their house, and they're going to jail. They're going to want to get rid of it. I love this list too. And let's go to number 7 here. Number 7 is going to be the fire damaged properties. Guys, if the house goes on fire, I'm telling you right now, they're going to want to get rid of the property. Okay, if the house goes on fire, they're going to want to get rid of it. Number 8 here, it's the cousin of it. It's the water shutoff list. And it's hard to pull them in some places. I get it. But the harder it is to pull a list, that means less wholesalers can pull it. And if you can finally pull it, then there's virtually no saturation in that list. So it's perfect. Guys, if the water gets shut off because you're not paying it, you're not going to want to live in that property. That's going to be a nasty house to live in, right? That's kind of icky. That's a disgusting house. The water's not running. I can't use the toilet. You can't take a shower. It's right? It's not a place you want to be living. And if you're living in that condition, you probably want to get rid of the place, right? You don't have the money, cash out the house. You're doing everyone a favor. Okay. So the water shutoff list is really good. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's probably 20 to 30 other government lists that I actually other type of government lists I want you guys to do. But honestly, let's just stick to this. Okay. Let's stick to these 8 because it costs no money to pull these lists. This is what I'm going to stick to. Okay. Drawing for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars, code violations, probates, tax delinquencies, liens, arrest records, fire damage properties, and water shutoff lists. And here's the biggest question. Zach, how do I pull this list? Guys. Oops. Actually, I'll do this even easier. Do you see that thing right there? Freewholesaling.com. That's how you do it. You go to freewholesaling.com. All right. I literally show you. It's freewholesaling.com. All right. It is my free wholesaling course. I don't do it because I'm like, oh, this thing is going to help change the world. Like, I know I help a lot of people out, but the YouTube channel has enough free content. I don't need a course on it. The honest truth is there's so many new wholesalers. They're like, Zach, can you show me to pull the probates? And I get thousands of new people coming in and they want me to show them how to pull the probates. It's like, dude, if I had to show 1,000 people how to pull probates, I'd do a probate video every day for 365 days. And then I do a tax lien, how to pull the tax liens right? So I have a free wholesaling course, frankly, because I'm a lazy bum. All right. I do not want to spend 10 hours a day teaching wholesaling. I'd rather wholesale houses and make a ton of money. That's why I only spend like an hour and a half, 2 hours on a live stream, 3-4 days a week, because I got other stuff to do, right? But I want to help the people out. So if you go to my free wholesaling course, I'm like, all right, I'm going to give everyone this tutorial. 2 hours, probate start to finish. Pre-foreclosures, they did a whole thing on that, right? You just got to go to freewholesaling.com. It's all in there where I show you how to pull each one, right? And so freewholesaling.com is where it's at. Now I was like, oh, why do you talk about pre-foreclosures? Pre-foreclosures is actually a great free list. The problem is that it's tough on marketing channels when you're cold calling. So that's why I didn't mention it in this specific one. So I'm going to keep this up for everybody, but those are the top lists in order. So let's talk about the top marketing channels, right? So what is a list and what is a marketing channel, right? So a list is basically a potential database of people that might want to sell their property for a discount. Now, a marketing channel is how we're going to reach out to them, right? It is the vehicle that we reach out to them, right? So there's different vehicles, right? There's bikes, tanks, helicopters, cars, right? There's different ways to go do something, right? And so depends what vehicle works best for your situation, right? So if I'm going to be in the foothills and mountains of Arizona, like Zion National Park, and I got to drive through that wilderness, I'd rather have like a Jeep or off-road vehicle. And if I'm going to be on the Autobahn in like Germany, I'd rather kind of have like a Porsche or something like cool, And so that's sort of the point. Every terrain's different and each one works best at everything. So if we have no money, right, we're going to talk about marketing channels. Marketing channels with $0. How do I do this, right? And so honestly, I found probably four, I would say five. There's five main marketing channels with no money. I'll tell you works best. The one thing I'm not going to mention today is door knocking. I just don't think it's the best efficient use of your time. And there's Ring doorbells now. It's kind of a mess. So I would probably, if you want to door knock, you can door knock. I'll tell you this. I think a lot of wholesalers sometimes I would avoid door knocking. I think reverse trying followers would probably be better. Just being completely honest with you. All right. And so let's talk about this, right? How do what marketing channels got no money? What can I do, right? So the main one, and everyone's going to roll their eyes like, oh, Zach's going to talk about it, right? But it's true. It's cold calling. Okay. Number one is it's the GOAT. It's cold calling. All right. I've talked about it all the time. You got no money. Get on that phone, start dialing, right? Jordan Belfort of Wolf of Wall Street. I love that movie. Guy was a criminal, so I can't think it's good, but it's a romanticized movie for business, but bad business practices. But one quote, he always says is like, "You got no money, good. Get on that phone and start dialing." Like, I just look up that movie quote. It's actually pretty funny, but I 100% agree with him. If you got no money, you're broke. You want to feed your kids. You want to get that watch. You want to get the car. You want to get something superficial. For me, my biggest motivator was just get out of my job. I didn't want to be a bag boy the rest of my life. And then as time progressed, I wanted to take care of my mom and financially take care of my family, right? My mom's always been there for me, right? I mean, she gave me life. So it's like, I owe her everything and she owes me nothing, right? But the thing is, you get different motivations. But if your motivation is just for anything and you want it, say, good. Get on the phone, start dialing. That is the point. You start getting on those phones, start dialing. You guys see me every other week or every week, live cold calling, because I get deals. I sell deals really quick. And I don't do anything special. I just click the live stream button. I start calling. That's the point, guys and gals. You going out here and wholesaling real estate and just cold calling sellers is going to be the fastest, cheapest, best way. Why do I love cold calling so much? I don't want to get on a cold calling rant, but let me break down the pros of cold calling that no guru wants to tell you. Okay. This is pretty easy, but number one, it's free. I'll give that. Number two, you gain skills while marketing. Okay. I think that's the coolest part. You actually gain skills. You actually become a better wholesaler and you market all at the same time. It's like when you remember everyone used to work a job. It's like when you got trained, you got paid like $20 an hour just to train. Like, I'm learning how to do the business and you're paying me to do it. That's pretty cool. It's like I'm getting paid to do nothing. And that's the point. You gain skills. So you actually are training and marketing at the same time. That's pretty cool. And third and foremost, you gain life skills. And I think that's a very underrated part. But you learn so much how to gain confidence in life, which are skills for wholesaling, but you also gain confidence for just life in general. And so for my dudes out here, as somebody that loves cold calling, if you want to go out here and, talk to a lady or something, right? If you get really good at cold calling, and I don't want to say this, but you get really good at cold calling, your confidence to go talk to somebody goes up tremendously, right? You get a lot less nervous for things like that in those situations because you cold call. There's nothing you haven't seen before, right? And so you want to go up and talk to people. This is what I used to do. You know how I used to get really good at cold calling? How I destroyed my confidence. I beat the scaredness in cold calling. I told people this a couple times. I just started talking to people at the gym, really simple stuff, not a weird way, but talk to old guy at the gym at the bench, hey, how are you doing? Are you benching today? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What's your splits looking like? I just start just doing little small talk and learning how to build rapport and just talking to guys and gals and all these people at the gym. And then, when I'd go hang out with friends and like I'm at a party or something, like I just learn how to small talk from there. But I learned a lot more at a gym because there's older people at the gym. Learning how to small talk with like a 20-year-old is pretty easy if you're a 20-year-old. But if you're 20 and you want to make small talk with like a 60-year-old, I start doing that at the gym. Like then you get when you're talking to a seller, it's easy all day, right? Talk about stupid stuff and I learn. And so you get life skills on top of that SMS text blasting, reverse trying for you just don't get that stuff. But it comes back to anything. You work a job if you had to, like it gets better. And so this thing I could tell you, it's like you gain so many skills with wholesaling that it translates to everything in your life. So quick rant, but like cold calling, love it. All right. Like that's my priority for everyone because it's not just marketing. It's actually you're gaining your skill set doing it too. And so that's why it's really, really important. All right. It's like when I used to do wrestling, I did cross country as a sport too while I was wrestling because number one, it helped me lose fat. All right. Because you want to be kind of lean for, not lean, but like you kind of want to be lean for wrestling. And on top of that, so I was cutting weight while doing that running, but also while I was cutting weight, my heart endurance was going better. So I was killing two birds with one stone, and it made me a better wrestler to run. And I lost fat, which was great. So it was awesome, right? And so that's kind of the point. All right, that's why I like working out. Like that's why I like weightlifting sometimes because when you weightlift and if you want to lose fat, you're burning calories and you're gaining strength. You're losing fat and gaining strength. That's pretty cool when you're starting out. It's kind of like that, but that's cold calling, right? So it's amazing. I love it. Highly recommend it. I think everyone should cold call. And if you don't want to cold call, you should ask yourself why you don't want to cold call. It's most likely because you're scared to do it, and fear is going to be destroy your success, right? Number two is going to be SMS text blasting. And Zach, I don't have the money for SMS text blasting. What are you talking about? Guys, you got no money. That's okay. That ain't going to stop you. So I'll put a little quotations on here for you guys. Small scale. All right. You can do small scale texting for free. All right. And so let me give you a quick, like, kind of under thing on this, right? You could probably do 50 a day, which actually isn't bad because 50 a day times 30, was that 1,500, right? That's 1,500 text a month. That's not bad. Like, if you do a really motivated list, that's not bad too. And on top of that, you do 50 DMs a day times 30. That's another 1,500. And so this is something that's very underrated, but that's 3,000 texts a month. That's pretty cool, right? You can get doing 3,000 texts a month. You're going to get somewhere more ahead than the average wholesaler by just doing that. No one ever talks about this, but it's really, really powerful. So texts, motivate sellers, texting, right? Like truepeoplesearch.com, skip trace, all those things, right? And at freewholesaling.com. So if you want to you go and do marketing channels, they got no money, truepeoplesearch.com, TruePeoplesearch.com. Got someone's phone number for free. It's the best one. But so let's talk about these two things really quick. Oops. What in the world am I doing here? All right. Let's talk about these two things because it's very underrated and not ever really talked about. But 50 texts a day, you can just text people with like Google Voice. You can text people with like, there's other free texting services out there, but Google Voice would be the best one. Text 50 a day. That's enough where you're not going to get attacked for it. I know people that do this. This is actually a big diamond gem alert. But people that drive for dollars, they will go out here and take a picture of the house and text because they'll do 50. This is a big one. And I was going to save this for another video, but I'll do it a little later. All right. I don't want to announce it now before a guru does it. If you can only drive for dollars 50 leads a day, which is a lot, but 50 leads in a weekend, take a picture of the house. Click, text the seller, hey, I just went by the house. Is everything okay? I've had some people reach out to me, tell me that they've been doing that little method. And It was blowing my mind. I think someone on the live told me that. Somebody on the live told me that. And they took a picture and said, "Hey, is everything okay at the house?" And then boom, it was amazing, right? And that's 50 a day. You'll get a lot of good responses. It's like a sticky note too on a text there, but you 50 of those a day, that's a lot, right? And then on top of that too, 50 DMs, you can actually, if you can't find somebody's phone number, you can actually DM somebody on Facebook. Hey, Zach, I had a quick question about the property. I swung by it. You'll get messages back. Make sure your Facebook or your Instagram looks professional, like with you, like not you at like the bottle with a club or something like that, like something like, you and your family or something, you with a dog. I don't know. But like, just make sure it's semi-professional, right? Like don't have like a wife beater on or something like that. Like have it like a t-shirt or like a collared shirt, whatever it is. Like just look semi-professional, something your mom would be proud of. Grandma, that'd probably be the best thing. If your grandma approves of the profile, you smiling, that's fine, right? Like something okay. You can, if you do that, you can DM cash buyers and you can also DM sellers, whatever one you want to do, and you'll do really well, right? So you can DM cash buyers, you can DM sellers. Cash buyer, hey, you're looking to buy any more properties in this area code? I go to hashtag Houston real estate. Are you a hashtag real estate investing or hashtag Houston real estate? And just DM people. Do that all day, every day, right? And so on top of that too, it's like, hey, if you want to go out here and like, for example, I can go to the title companies that are friendly for real estate. I can just DM people. Like you can DM, there's a million ideas you can have, but like text blasting is not just like smszack.com, right? smszack.com is great. That's blasting tens and tens of thousands of sellers without using Twilio or any of that stuff, like have the AI scripts and stuff. Like that's for like marketing, like big scale. This is small scale and it's free. And no guru wants to tell you that because they can't sell you. I have people doing SMS text blasting masterminds. It's the funniest thing in the world. But like they can't sell you a course on text blasting if I or this specific stuff. I could care less. I'm just trying to get you rich, right? That's sort of the point here. All right. So tangent there, but I think it's a valuable tangent. So I'm gonna keep going. This is another one. It's kind of cheating, but it's true. You can do reverse biking for dollars. All right. So if you're a guy or gal and you have a bike, it's free if you already have a bike. It's for people to have a bike. And let's say you work out, you do cardio on the weekends, or right, like you do running or you walk 4 or 5 miles. Did you know? And I'm just trying to give everyone suggestions that I think on average, for every 1 mile of running, it's equal to 3 miles of biking, or I think 9 miles. I got the official number. People in the comments will let me know. I think it's 3 miles of biking. Okay. So that means if you on the weekend decide you want to burn 3 miles, a 3-mile run, you can just bike for 9 miles and then reverse bike for $1. This is a suggestion, but I'm just saying I know it's out of the box, but when you have no money, you have to get creative with your solutions, right? And I'm telling you, if you like exercising and you do it on the weekends or whatever, heck, you do 18 miles in a weekend and you burn some calories, right? So yeah, 1 to 3 mile ratio. So for my people out here that want to do that, it's interesting. I like walking like a couple miles on the beach on the weekends, right? I live by the beach, so it's like, I ain't bad, right? And so it's like, if I was broke, I had no money, that'd be something interesting, right? And so, just something to think about, right? Something to think about. But it is something I would say that if you do have a bike, you can reverse drive for $1. Put some sticky notes in your pocket, whatever, right? Do whatever it takes to get that deal. Number 4 is what I call Jving. Now, Jving specific, but like if you have a bunch of cash buyers, you can JV with people all day. Hey, you want to do a deal with me? Oh, I have no money. So if you're saying out here, like I have no money for driving for $1. So like I got $0 for driving for $1 and I'm in Portugal, right? Why don't you go find somebody that's too scared to cold call? where they don't want to cold call. They don't want to do anything. They just want to find sellers or drive for dollars and not close sellers, find cash buyers. Why don't you JV with them where they provide the drawing for dollars leads? You'll call them, close them, and sell the deal, and you guys split it 50-50. That's a good choice, right? So Jving is a very powerful tool, and it's something that's really good. Now, last but not least, it's kind of a list and a marketing channel, but this is one I do want to talk about. This is what I call social media deals. Social media deals. All right. So social media deals is basically the method of, I call it AI wholesaling, right? So this is another one, it's quote, and I've kind of coined this phrase, but some guru is going to use it. So whatever, AI wholesaling. So actually AI wholesaling and social media deals they're in a close boat, but they're not the same. So let's talk about AI wholesaling and social media deals. All right. So let's do social media deals. They're both can be used together. And so that's why I kind of put them together. So let's talk about social media deals, right? So a social media deal is going to be a deal that I can get from either Facebook, Craigslist, right? And you can do Instagram, but like there's social media deals you can get where it's like I can just post and find deals, right? Facebook groups would probably be the priority here, like the locals group, like the moms group or whatever. If you're a mom, just say, hey, I actually buy houses. Anyone that looks to sell their house, whatever, do it. And you can actually use AI, Chat GPT, to actually go out here and write the script for you. Craigslist, I can post, I'm looking to buy houses for cash. Guess what? AI can write it. AI can also write your script for you too. And at freehousing.com, I show you actually how to use Chat GPT to do this. That's pretty powerful. On top of that, I'm going to make this green. Let's go back to AI wholesaling. I can also have AI pull government lists for me. Everyone's like, wait, what do you mean? No money at all, right? And so I'm going to use this Chat GPT. Look it up. Oh, yeah, that's a fad. I'm not doing it. Or, I'm too old for that. Guys, I love the people that tell me I'm too old for this. I'm like, you're not too old for it. All right. It's coming, and learn with it or have someone in your market do it and do it. Right. If you were out here and saying, Zach, I don't need to learn how to bike. It's guys, you had to learn how to ride a bike before you ride a bike, right? You had to learn how to actually go out here and learn how to tie your shoes. People when they're 6 years old in the 1910s had to learn how to drive a car for the first time. I'm too old. Cars are a fad. They're not going to, you're going to have to learn what a car is when you're 60. Okay. In the 1910s, right? It's coming, right? And so ChatGPT, learn it. What ChatGPT is going to let you do is I'll keep it in the green. Why not? You can ask it to write a script. Actually, no, to write an email requesting let's say a probate list, or like, let's call it an X list, right? It can be anything, really, an X list in blank county. Handwriting's bad. And then you can also ask it for a follow-up sequence. Can you follow up if I got follow up if no answer, right? No answer, right? You can do something like that. You have AI write things for that, right? On top of that, you can have AI also write something like, can you write a you can do like a funny, interesting, you can write let's do a funny ad on Craigslist saying, I'm looking to buy 2 to 3 more houses. Houses this month. That's pretty cool, right? On top of that, too, and I want you guys to understand this, but you can also ask it to write you something funny to tell you to do like a bunch of stuff. And so that's why I tell everybody use ChatGPT. Give me it's funny that my partner's making me buy something, right? And it'll work really, really well, right? And so not a lot of people know about that, but that's the fifth and last one. If you are not utilizing it, you are really not doing well, right? And last but not least, right? So not last, but number it's going to be acquisitions. So how do I close sellers with it, right? So pretty much there's free e-signing services if you want to go close sellers. Oops. There's free e-signing services. There's also free dialers. Go to freewholesaling.com. You can do it. There's no excuse. There's free comp tools, all that stuff. Freewholesaling.com will break down. So go right there. Freewholesaling.com. It'll show it all. And so acquisitions, scripts are free. All that stuff's free. So let's break down the last part, which is basically cash buyers. Finding cash buyers. Buyers with no money. Let's break this down. There are 4 main ways to find. There's 5 ways to find cash buyers. One of them is paid, which is using a paid service like a listria.com, or zacdata.com. So I probably stray away from that starting out. But if you got no money, you can find deals with no money, right? So the 4 main ways when you have no money, number 1 is going to be the auctions. Cash buyers are at auctions, and if it's a big auction and there's 200 buyers there bidding and only one wins, there's 199 sad buyers, and you can provide them a property, right? Number 2 here, this is a really good one, but this is the Zillow for rents. Love the Zillow for rents. These are landlords. If I'm buying a rental property and I'm renting it out, I'm probably looking to buy more. I did a live Tuesday on it. I found a bunch of good ones. That was pretty easy. And number 3, title companies. Not every title company will do this, but a lot of title companies want you to become successful. So if you ask a title company, hey, can you provide me the cash buyers that are buying from wholesalers from you guys? I'd like to put them on my list so I can sell deals with you guys even more. You get a lot of people doing that. And then lastly, 4, I call this Facebook cash buyer theft. And this is really mean, but if you see somebody bragging in a Facebook group that they sold this deal and they made $40K and they have the address on the check, look up the address, go to the property appraiser and look at the owner. That's a cash buyer. I know it's the most, that's mean to say. All's fair in love and war. And I can tell you it's sneaky, but it's a good way to do it. And so that's all stuff I teach at freewholesaling.com. Very, very, very sneaky. But what I can tell you is if you got no money, that is exactly how it gets started in wholesaling real estate. Now, I know it took a little bit of time doing that, but I've had so many new people hop on the channel this week. So many new people recently hopping on. A lot of people from my Instagram. We're getting a lot of people from Instagram. It's an insane amount of people from Instagram because the reels are doing really well. And so I'm getting a lot of new wholesalers in this business, and they're all asking me how to get started. I got no money. Wanted to break it down today for you guys. So let me answer some questions. I want to do some one-on-ones and help you become the best wholesaler possible. Everyone's saying, how do I do this? How do I do this? Go to Zach's website, freewholesaling.com. I'm telling you. Why not type out, Laura, your writing is bad. I know my handwriting is bad, but that's why cash bills are printed, right? I'm good at counting the money. I'm not good at writing it. So yeah, I know I got bad handwriting, but that's why I type everything out. Like, I just want you guys to know, but I'm a very visual learner. And even with my bad handwriting, I think it can help you guys out. So, you know, I think when I was born, they decided, Zach, do you want to make a lot of money or do you want to have good handwriting? And I said, I would rather make a lot of money. So unfortunately, that's what I had to learn. And so let's answer some questions really quick. Where do I get motivated buyers? Dude, I just showed you. Oh, my Lord. ChatGPT is legit. TruePeopleSearch.com. Oh, yeah. Gems. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. So I got this good question. Zach, how do I go on the one-on-one link? How do I talk to you one-on-one? Go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. So I'll put that on the bottom here. Let's see here. So if you go to Wholesaling Houses for Real, that's my real estate wholesaling Facebook group. Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group. Join it. On the top, there's actually a link to hop on, talk to me for free, and I'll talk to you. So without further ado, let's get some one-on-ones. I want to help the people out, and let's get it. Dante.
How's it going, Zach?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
Same, blessed. So
Awesome. What's up? How can I help you out?
Do you remember about the foreclosure deal about last week?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't go through.
How did it go through?
Honestly, I believe it was my fault though. I forgot to condition him before I went on the meeting to make a decision in the moment. And I tell it just, so I learned from it. It's all good. I'm moving on.
Bro, what's a peanut butter jelly sandwich if you get to put the jelly on it?
Exactly.
I mean, you ruined the recipe. That's all you did. It's okay.
Right. Yep.
It's like putting hot sauce on a cake. It's like, you can't save it, right? Like, don't forget the recipe or don't mess up the recipe. But I mean, honestly, I hate to say it's on you, but it's on you there, man.
Yep. It's all good. But I do got some other.
That's the lesson you learned.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just learning.
Yeah.
We got another property that I'm trying to get it under contract right now, but I'm having problems with the seller in the contract. So it's a fire damage property. It's pretty like horrible. I'm getting it for $2,500, and the land is worth about $3,500. But the seller saying basically the contract is, he literally said word for word, is BS. This is not a good contract. This is for a regular property. There's no insurance on the, he said it doesn't have insurance on the property. He's not going to put insurance on it, and that he doesn't, the deposit isn't good faith. He doesn't understand why people need to come through the property. And initially he didn't even want to sign a contract. He just wanted me to give him $2,500 from the property. And I'm trying to see how to come across these objections, because I'm telling him that's like, there's no way I can pretty much do that. I have to put the property under contract, and we need to, so I talked to title to get an understanding of what's going on. And now he's saying he wants to sit down and come up with an agreement amongst me, him, and the title company. But the problem is, I don't live in that state. I'm virtually doing it.
That's fine. I get this all the time.
Yeah.
Very difficult sellers. Oh, I hate it. Okay, so you don't think this contract is legit? Okay, well, how don't you sit down with the title company's lawyer and he can break down how it's legit?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right?
Okay.
We had my favorite title company. It's actually it used to be owned by a lawyer. It switched hands, but I still use them for everything. They were owned by a lawyer. And so it was in his interest to get $2,000 in title policy to make $2,000 in just fees by getting this deal closed. So he'd sit down for 15 minutes and just break down with the seller. Here's the thing. Is that, oh, I don't trust you. Oh, okay. Here's the title company. Meet with Jan. She's our closing agent, whatever it is. And she'll meet with you and she'll explain everything you need to know. Any questions you have, she'll break it all down.
Okay.
That's
so
it,
having
dude.
me, okay, so just having me with the title company's lawyer, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Guess what? Dante, he doesn't trust you. He thinks he has no trust towards you. He thinks you are out to get him, right?
Right.
The lawyer isn't out to get him though. And so let him talk to you. It's like, it's kind of funny. It's always a joke, but it's like, there's a cool guy and he says one joke and everyone laughs, but the guy that's not cool says the same joke and no one laughs. It's the same thing. You're saying the same, that lawyer's going to say the same thing as you, but he's going to trust the lawyer just because he's a lawyer. It's fine.
Right.
Let him do it. That's the only way to do it, man, because you're not going to go there.
Right.
So, yeah.
And he wants a way larger deposit. Is there a way I can set it up to where the cash buyer basically pays for the property?
I always say this, man. What deposit? How much deposit does he want? He's
saying it's $2,500 for the property. He dang near wants the whole thing.
Wait, 2,500 to buy it?
Yeah.
Is this vacant land?
No, it's a fire damage property.
Okay. Here's what you can do. I will give you a $2,500 EMD if you agree to sell it to me for $1,000.
Mm.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, we'll do my EMD then. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. Okay.
It shuts people up really quick. Once you take something away from somebody, then they miss what they had. It's always the funny part. Right. And so it's always the funny part. It's like when someone complains what they had for dinner and you're just like, all right, you're just not going to eat dinner then.
Right.
Oh no, I'm okay with the dinner now. Right. And so they're little babies. You know, some sellers are like little kids. You got to treat them like little kids.
Right.
And,
the thing is, he's super old. He's super old. He's like 80 something. So he has like a really old thought process, and he's thinking back in the day. He's like, when I first bought this property, I didn't have to go through
100% EMD is never a real thing, dude. I've never heard of it. I know it is theoretically possible, but no.
Right.
That's not what I taught you, man. I taught you how to, first and foremost, condition sellers, and second, don't do an EMD. There's scammers out here that are going to try, send me the EMD in my bank account. No, don't do that, okay?
Right.
EMD goes to title company.
Right.
That's
and
it,
then man. I got two more questions. I got like 2 to 3 buyers, but one of them is interested in creative financing it. I've never done creative financing, and I know you guys say like I wouldn't necessarily start off with it, but he thinking like he wants to give me $5,000 up front and then pay me on the back end every month.
A seller?
A buyer for the fire damage property.
Oh, he wants to. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
But the problem is he's going to do a creative finance deal with the seller.
Oh, he has to do it with the seller.
He's going to try to do it with the seller. Let me give you a quick breakdown of what this buyer is. There's a 95% chance I know what this buyer is. All right. Number one, this buyer is broke, has no money.
Right.
This buyer is probably in someone's creative finance class and they're broke. They spent all their money trying to do this course. And what the person teaches, there's like 6 or 7 of these people out here, like mentorship programs. And they teach to go prey on new wholesalers, pretend that you're a buyer. You want EMD? Here's my guru's EMD. And they fake it, right? They'll Photoshop it and they'll pretend to be a real buyer. And it's not a wholesaling deal, right?
Right.
And so how old is this buyer? It's probably 22 years old, something stupid, right?
Yeah, probably under 30. He sound like around there.
Young kid. So I'm just letting you know, I'd be very wary of it. For this type of deal, it's not going to be, unless this guy's into actual new construction, like he does new construction, you're not going to get it. One thing I can tell you is, let's do this. This is how I eliminate all those type of fake buyers. Hey, Mr. Buyer, I understand what you're talking about, but can you give me the last 5 deals you've done like this?
Right.
With wholesalers?
Right.
Oh, no, I don't care that your guru's name's on the deal. No. Your name. I want to see your name on the HUD that you actually paid it. Well, I work with my guru. No. I don't care. All right. No. That's fake. Right. So if you do a deal with me and I give you 5 of my previous wholesaling deals and it says that, Ricardo Gonzalez was the real buyer, that Zackin is not Ricardo Gonzalez.
Right.
I'm faking you out. Facts, man. People can't hide from the truth. Right. When I tell people I'm a cash buyer, I show them actual houses I own. That's it.
Got it.
Don't get screwed from a fake buyer, dude. It will be the worst thing you can do to lose a deal.
Okay.
It's probably the biggest mistake. So yeah, we're breaking down some big mistakes here.
Yeah.
Conditioning the seller, fake buyers, scam artists, and terrible sellers, man. You're getting quite a kick to the face right now in wholesaling starting out.
Yeah. It's all
That's
good,
how you deal with it, right? It's not going to affect you, but you're learning. Dude, it took me about 2 years to start learning all these crazy people, but you're getting it all up front. So that's actually not a bad thing.
It's a good way to look at it. And then my third question is, I got a pre-foreclosure that I'm trying to put it under contract. Probably by Monday, I have my boots on ground going to take pictures and meet with them. The only thing is, it's super negative in equity. It's about 56,000 back on the payments, and the loan balance is I looked it up on PropStream. It's like 109,000, and the property is only worth. I think the property is worth like 200,000, a little over. I don't know. It just
So it's
seems
worth
like it's
200, and what's the total owed?
56,000. Oh, the total on the loan is
Yeah.
109,000.
If he owes 109, it's worth 200. That's plenty of equity. What are you talking about?
Hold on, let me double check. Let me double check real quick because I think
You take the value of the house and you minus off what would be owed at closing. You have
Okay.
a stain on your hoodie, bro.
Okay, I don't know because I looked it up on PropStream and it said it was negative in equity. I think I gave you the wrong number. 2, 3, 8, 5. I'm sorry about that. 1 second. Yeah, the average is 148. So I mean, it's like
Lock it up
48,000.
for 150. I don't know.
Okay.
Figure out what the thing is worth, and then figure out the best offer that is the best solution. He probably doesn't owe. He has positive equity. You can still wholesale that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it then.
Dante, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Was your fire thing beeping? I think I
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
You have $99 to spend on PropStream, but not 50 cents to send on a battery.
True.
Bro, come on. Do you want me to Venmo you 30 cents for a battery? I will. I will Venmo you 30 cents for a battery. That's how petty I am with this, all right, dude? Get the battery. How do you sleep at night? I can't sleep when that thing's chirping.
No, it is annoying. It's funny too because it just started doing that like yesterday, and my sister was like talking
30
about it
cents.
too.
30
Yeah.
cents, bro. Please. Okay?
All right.
All right. Appreciate it.
All
Any other
right.
questions, man?
No, that's it. I thank you once again.
All right. Keep it up, man. Thanks.
We'll do.
I'm telling you guys, fix your batteries. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's go here. I mean, I'm telling you, it's true. Chadwick.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Loud and clear.
Yeah, so I texted, I emailed the Richmond regarding the court violation, and they told me that I have to wait until end of March. And something virtually also asked regarding the probate, and they told me I have to come in person. So I must ask other county from different cities until I reach so it doesn't lead, or what can I do?
So your audio is not coming in clear.
Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I was saying, so I asked for the code violation in Richmond, and the guy told me I have to wait till end of March to get the violation need, because they always give out every quarter of the year. So, and I asked for the probates, and they told me that I have to come in person for all those things such as pre-foreclosures, tax delinquent. So my question is now is, must I go to other counties from different cities and pull those leads, or I must hire someone to go get those things?
I would find a partner to get the probates with you. And then I would probably, get the code violation. Just wait a month. I mean, whatever. That's all you can do, right? And go after the liens currently. That's probably what I would say.
But since it's 30 days, it's only come like 150 to 200 leads, and I need like 1,000 leads to get a deal.
Yeah, you're gonna pump the numbers up, man. I would see if you can find somebody to get the probates for you, and I'd start doing tax delinquencies, the water shutoffs, fire damage property. You know the list, man. You know what to do.
Yeah, I was thinking,
Start popping them up, man.
what if I get, let's say, code violation from like 5 different cities to add 1,000 leads? Is it fine?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. Thanks.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
sir. Sure.
Appreciate it, Chadwick.
Sure.
All right. Any other questions?
Nah, that's all for now.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, man.
Boom. All right. Next we got Jeremy. Jeremy. Oof. Jay,
Hey, what's up, Zach? How you doing?
good man. What's up? How can I help you out?
So I got two questions for you. First one is for the Google Dialer. I use that hyperlink from the video you guys have in the wholesaling.com. And for some reason, when I click the link, it doesn't open up the Google Voice app. It tries to call straight from my phone. I've tried it from my iPad and my laptop, and the laptop tries to FaceTime, and then the iPad tries to
You want a
call
Mac?
from my phone. iPhone, yeah, all Apple.
I
Everything's
would
Apple
try to disable FaceTime or put a do not disturb on the FaceTime, and that might work.
for the computer.
Um, yeah, you have like a click to call thing. I do it on my Mac. I did the whole live on my Mac. Try the Google Sheet and switch the formatting of the CTLR to a hyperlink and copy and paste the
Okay.
hyperlink or manually type it in.
Yeah, I manually typed it in, as well as like copy and pasting it. I mean, the link works, but it just tries to call from like my cellular data instead of Google Voice.
So I'd probably try to disable the cellular calling while you do it and then just re-enable it.
All right, I'll play around with it.
Yeah. I'm not a
Um,
tech support guy, but that'd be my best guess.
yeah, it's a little tricky for me, but I'll try to play around with it and figure it out.
All right.
My other question is, I pulled the code violation in Orange County for Orlando, Florida, and I got back like dating all the way to like 2000, like 5,400 properties. So for the last 12 months, it's like 2,000 plus properties, but it doesn't show any zip codes. And I don't know if you have like a workaround, but I'm not trying to skip trace a random, 2,000 plus properties if I'm
Do all active code violations for the past 30 days. It's not going to be 2,000, right?
okay. So do that instead.
All active code violations for the past 30 days.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I'll do that then. I appreciate it, Zach. Thanks.
Going after it, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Boom. Awesome. And then Jason.
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. I've been watching all your videos, and I had a question. I found a guy who has 2 properties for sale. I found it from Reverse Driving for Dollars, and he had like this vacant lot, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to sell my other property before I get rid of this vacant lot." And I'm like, "Well, I can't buy the vacant lot off you." He's paying me essentially to find a contractor, and I'm okay making money that way, but it just kind of like, I don't know if I'm like legally able to do that, like, because I even made an agreement with him. Does this sound like something you've ever been in before?
Are you a realtor?
No.
That's brokering without a license. That's no. You're acting like a realtor without being a realtor. That's not wholesaling.
Yeah, so I should stay away from that.
Yeah, that's like legit illegal. Like that's illegal. Okay.
Okay.
Don't
We're gonna
do
stay
that.
away.
Okay.
And
We're gonna
then
stay away from illegal stuff. No, but
yeah,
write up a contract and then sell the contract. That's legal. All right.
write up a contract.
To buy it for a certain price, then find a contractor or a home builder to buy it for something above that.
Okay. Now, with his other property, his other house is for sale too, which I can actually buy, which I can obviously wholesale.
You're not buying it. You're wholesaling it.
I'm wholesaling it. I'm making a contract and selling the contract, right?
Yes.
Now this is kind of a question on like how to deal with the relationship, because I've built like a very strong rapport with him. Like, he just calls me all the time. He talks like he's great. He's super motivated to get rid of it, but I just don't know how I'm going to say to him, like, "Hey man, this is the offer I can make on it for cash." And then when it comes time to closing, like when someone else appears at closing, I just don't know how that's going to look on my end, if I'm going to look shady as like the person assigning it. Do you have any input on that?
Hey, Jason,
Yes.
I asked my dad the same question a week before closing, on my first
Yeah.
deal when I made 20 grand. I asked myself that same question the second deal. And then I asked myself the same question on my fifth deal. By the 20th deal, I didn't care anymore. Okay. And so this is a question when you that's fine, man. So let's talk about this process. All right. So let's break down all these questions so you get it answered so you understand this. So your first part is going to the offer, right?
Mhm.
And so it's how you're intending to go to the offer. You are going to offer to buy the house for you and your partner, not just you, right?
Right.
You and your partner. All right. And so that's how you're going to go out here and offer to buy someone's house. Me and my partner are looking to buy, right? So I give you some confidence because you should have a cash buyer, hopefully, maybe on here where you can be the guy's partner. Hey, do you know the good cop, bad cop strategy?
Yeah, I'm going to say, listen, my partners, Zach and Rick, like they're at like X below what you're asking. Oh, they're crazy. Like, I know it's crazy. And then, I say, but me, I might be able to come up to here, like, or something like that and let them talk and fill it out. Right.
Dude, you're smooth. So the question is, it's not that you don't know what to offer and how to offer. You know exactly what to do. He's at that. That's where he is at. I can never do it. Well, I mean, I'm not him and I'm obviously the one here. What works for you? And just spit out a number. Don't be scared.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
All right. Okay.
And if you don't do it, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. What works for you?
You don't to receive, you have to ask, and you get what you ask for. So, hey, we're at this price. Be firm, be confident, have authority. And this is a big secret, but if you're more authoritative with the offer, not in a mean way, people are most likely to say yes to it. It's not that the seller in their minds at this certain price, and that's the only thing they're going to take. Some of them are, but hey, I'm at 140 on this. I'm going to buy this for 140. That's where I'm at. Versus, can you do 140? Statistically, you have a way better chance. Can you do 140? Oh, that means I can do 160. He'll take 160, right? And so it's how you talk about it too. And so if you go, you can answer your own question. You know how to offer. You just told me it.
I haven't done one before yet. It's just weird. Like, I've watched your 2-week video challenge and like it's been great. And now I'm like really hitting the timeline marks, but I just technically haven't done it yet. Like, I feel ready. I just haven't done it yet. So
guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
How do you get better at riding a bike? Ride the bike more. How do you get better at driving? Drive. Okay.
For sure.
Get in that car and start driving. Start just getting some experience. And guess what? You don't have to be perfect when you do it. You know why? Because Jason is closing the deal. Zach's not closing this deal for you. Jason's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Be yourself. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself. And if you are authentic to yourself, you will do fine. It's when you try to be other people, you will fail. I'm going to try to close just like Zach. That's good. Like, you're the good cop, bad cop, something Zach does, but do it the way that you're comfortable saying it. Be yourself. I'm already using myself. All right. So be you. All right.
Okay.
Everybody else is taken, bro. All right. And so that's number one. Let's talk about number two. Number two is it shady? What's going on here? What state are you in?
Massachusetts.
All right. Where in Massachusetts?
South of Boston. Right. It's near Quincy.
All right, cool. And so you talk to the seller and you put the deal under contract, right? It goes to a title company. So, there's a legit title company. Okay, you're legitimately buying this house. Okay, there's nothing shady about that. Wholesaling real estate is completely legal. So there's nothing shady about what you're doing. Oh my God. Wait. Jason's not the buyer? Oh my God. No. Wait, it says that, Olivia Smith is the buyer. Guess what Jason, who's this Olivia Smith? That's my partner we talked about, remember? Oh, done. Remember I said me and my partner are buying it? She's got the funds. I help her deal with the properties and find them. Oh, that makes sense. You know why? Because you mentioned it. Remember when you mentioned Zach's name and is Zach's the buyer? He's yeah, Jason and Zach, right?
Right.
It was simple.
Okay.
So you never get questioned.
Right. All right, man. Yeah, that's it for me. I appreciate your time.
All right. Any other
and,
questions, man?
for another time, yeah. But we're
What?
slowly
Tell
making
me it.
It's just. I wrote it down. It's right here. It's
Spit it out. It's good. You need to have as much confidence as possible, dude.
No, it was really just those two, actually. I mean, I didn't think I'd get both of them answered, but you're good. So you
All right,
you
man.
helped me. So I
Good
mean,
luck, dude. I
I'll
think your
come
only
back. Though.
problem is you don't have a Boston accent. I don't know how you're going to approach the sellers, man.
I'm in the library right now. It comes out when I'm talking and when I'm drinking a little. It comes out. It definitely comes out.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, if I can close sellers with my stupid little Florida accent, you can get it done. All right, man?
Yeah, I got you, homie. Appreciate it.
All right. Keep it up,
Thanks,
dude.
bro. Peace.
Peace. I'm telling you guys, it's not what someone says. It's not how you say it. It's not as to offer it. Be yourself. If you're true to yourself, your confidence will come out. All right. And I want everyone to know you can use my scripts, but don't try to be me. I get people that try to be a guru when they cold call, and it's like it comes out terrible. All right. If I try to play basketball like Michael Jordan, it's not going to go well. I'm going to try to dunk and I'm going to fall on my face. Okay. I'm going to try to do a fadeaway. Ain't going to work out. Okay. I see how Kobe does his fadeaway. I could try. It ain't going to work. I didn't put my thousands of hours into a fadeaway jumper like Kobe. I know what it looks like, but it ain't going to be it. But if I try to shoot like I shoot, try to play basketball the way that I play basketball, it will be the best for me. Okay. And so I just feel like everybody tries to be somebody. I could try to throw a sidearm Patrick Mahomes throw. It ain't gonna go smooth. Okay. I just have to be me. Everybody else is taken, guys. Be yourself. And when you're unique to yourself and your own personality, that's when it's the best. And I think a lot of people have that problem. Don't try to be me. Be yourself. But use the stuff I say sometimes, but make it your own. Next, we got Ryan.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm blessed, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
Yes, sir. Okay, like I got this property right now. I'm actually literally waiting for him to sign the contract right now, but I just want to know if I got it at a good price, and you could like maybe like help me with this. Like,
Sure. Ryan.
it's in yes, sir.
Ryan. Don't tell me the address. Yeah. Is it a FSBO?
Okay. No.
Okay.
It was. I did reverse drive it for dollars, and it was a pre-foreclosure.
So Ryan, DM me the address, and don't tell me anything else. I do not want you to get this deal stolen. I have too many new wholesalers. I have too many thousands of people going to watch this thing. It's just not worth it. So if you DM me,
how do I
look at the address,
how do I DM you?
Facebook.
Do I DM you on here?
The best one. Go to Facebook. No. Don't go to the private chat. Don't go to the private chat. Go to Facebook and just message me, and I'll look for Ryan Smith. All right.
Okay. Like here, let me. All right. That's not
I would love it, guys. Bro, get a battery.
All right, here.
Let me know when you send it, dude. All right, he's freezing up. I'll wait for Ryan to send me a DM, but he's frozen right now. He's frozen. This happened because his Wi-Fi does not like his battery being gone. All right? Not worth it. Jeremy, are you back?
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
You're back. There we go.
Yes, I am back.
All right, what's up? How can I help you out today, man?
I just want to start off by saying you're the GOAT, man. You and Rick are absolute GOATs. You guys are helping so many people. I just had a quick question about wholetailing, locking down this deal. It's a probate. It's vacant. Doesn't need much work. And the ARV is around 250, 260. Got it locked down at 120. So talking to some cash buyers, they're trying to come in at 150, 160. But I think if I were to list it on the market, I could get a lot more. So I wanted to ask, how would I do this? Would I have an agent help me run people through the property? and then pay them the 3% cut? How would I go about wholetailing the property?
So, Jeremy, let me ask you a couple questions to see if you should wholesale or not. Okay.
Okay.
How much is the purchase price?
120.
120. Do you have $130,000 right now in the bank?
No.
Okay. How would you get the money to buy the house?
So you would have to purchase the house in order to do a wholesale. You can't list it on the market by just having it under contract. Okay.
So, Jeremy, this is something very important for you, all right? This is a huge lesson you're going to have to learn. And it took me a while to learn this, but it's everybody watching this. All right. Everybody makes money in wholesaling. Cash buyers make money. Wholesalers make money. Sellers can make money. But do you know the only type of person that gets slaughtered in this business? Pigs. Pigs get slaughtered. All right. So there's a stock market quote that bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. What that basically means is, I know it's a very graphic thing, but in a bull market, when real estate's going up or stocks going up, you can make money. When it's a bear, when market goes down, you can still make money. But when you get greedy, that's when you lose. And if you're trying to get greedy on this, so I'm not saying this is you, but if you have a cash buyer, you have a deal locked up for 120, and somebody offers you 130, and you get out of that agreement to go with the 130 guy, and the 130 guy was a scammer, you got slaughtered. You lost the entire deal because you got greedy. You trying to do this, it could get greedy because you think you're going to make more money, but you being a little greedy want to make all of it. Unfortunately, you might lose out everything on it.
Completely.
There's a risk and reward thing with wholesaling. I want you to, as someone that wholesales a lot of deals, what if the house had Chinese drywall? Do you know if a house has Chinese drywall or not? Could you tell?
No.
No.
Can you?
Could you tell if the house has termites by just looking at it through a walkthrough?
No.
What if you buy the house and it has those issues?
Then you're stuck
You're not
with
good
the
enough
house.
to know the difference, bro.
Right.
But you have to sell it for a stupid discount and you're going to lose your butt. Let's sell the deal to people that know that stuff. I'm just being honest, man. I have deals where I can figure that stuff out because I've had my years in this business. But if you're really inexperienced and you try to flip a house without really being an expert on it, you could lose everything on that deal. You could be out 50 grand and have a loan on the house, dude. That's risky, man. And if you try to list on the MLS and the buyer finds out, the seller finds out, they could want to get out of it. They don't agree to sell it. Then you're screwed on that too, man. There's too much risks, dude. I'd rather make my quick 50 grand and walk away. I'm okay if the cash buyer makes money, right? Because they're assuming so much risk. Bro, if you could buy a loan to buy the house, but you're at 10%, and if it takes 4 or 5 months to sell it, and you drop all this money and you lose and the market goes down, you get screwed there too. What if real estate goes down 6% the next 3 months? You could get screwed on that too, dude. There's too much risk, man. Do not get greedy, man. Take your 50, 60 grand. Dude, I've done $90,000 assignment fees, right? Take it.
Okay.
And then get a bunch of cash. And guess what you're going to do with all that cash? Start wholetailing.
Completely. Okay. Perfect. And then
I'm not calling you greedy, bro, but I'm just saying, like, dude,
no.
I've had this all the time. I've had buyers that offer me more money, and I'm like, ooh, I should probably go with them. But I also remember I'm a man of my word, and if my reputation gets screwed, I'm broke, right? And so sometimes it might look better to go with a higher buyer, but the buyer's not as good. They could try to screw you on the deal. So you got to be careful, man.
I completely understand. Yeah. And it is greed in a way, because just looking to get more money when there's already
it's not
money
greed in a point, man. Like,
a lot.
Bro, if one buyer offers me 100 and the other buyer offers me 150 and they're both on the same footing, I'm going for more money all day, every day, right?
Right.
That's not what you're doing is inherently not greedy. You're actually analyzing the situation really well. But I would say there's just so much. This is the thing most beginners don't. There's so much risk that can happen on a property, on a flip, that if you don't know what you're doing, you get screwed. So like when I go wholesale a house, before I buy it, I have my handyman who knows everything about how. Like he told me once on a deal, dude, this is Chinese drywall. I'm like, what do you mean? It doesn't smell like that. It's like, no, like I ripped a little portion off and checked it, Chinese drywall, and got reduction, right? And it worked out fine. I know there's 6 or 7 bombs that can happen on a house that could destroy me. I had a handyman once. We're going to buy a house. He said, "Dude, this thing's on crack foundation. The thing's gonna sink in like 4 years. You'll never sell this thing for under 100, for over 100." And I just got out of the deal. And the seller knew it. He lied to me on purpose, tried to screw me off on the deal. And I would have lost everything. And so I don't want you to be a point where like something crazy happens to a house and you lose all your money and you become bankrupt and you lose everything. And you just could have took the 70 grand and ran. And so let's run up that money first, dude. And then we can start doing stuff like that. You just got to get some experience. It's a risky game. And so you have to have the right people and experience for it. That's why like my dad, like he helps me out on some of these deals. He's got 20 years. He can tell me if I can get screwed on a deal or not. Right. And just, it takes experience, dude. So let's just make the money first, man.
Yeah. I'll definitely run up the cash and then keep that as an option in the future. But yeah, man, you and Rick are the GOATs. And then I also had another question.
Of course, man.
I've got this other one locked down that I'm having a bit of trouble moving. Are you guys, or do you guys have buyers inside of Citrus County, Florida? I'd love to JV with you guys.
Citrus County. Go to the Tampa sellmypaper.com and ask if there's any legit ones.
Okay.
They're trusted enough where you can send them the contract, they can look at it, and if they'll never steal the deal. If they ever steal the deal, they'll never do another JV deal with us ever again. So you'll be safe with them, okay? You got my word on it. Okay. Just ask them, and they'll let you know. I don't. No, worst case scenario, right? They're pulling buyers right now, so they might have a couple. Just submit the deal to them and see what they say.
Okay. For sure. Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely be in these lives more often. This is my first time doing a one-on-one like this. But
Jeremy, I'm going to help you out, because if you can make $100K on a deal, you're going to need me to help you make $100K. Not Jay. Like, I'm going to help you double close and do all that stuff so you're legally protected and you don't get screwed on the deal. I don't want any money from you. I want to help you out on this massive deal, double close it, make sure it's all done perfectly. So don't try to do it all yourself. I'm here to help you for free. No money at all. All right, dude?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, that'd be life-changing because I'm 19 and that would be insane.
Well, I'm here to help you out, dude.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll definitely be here more often.
All right.
Hey, thank you so much, Zach. God bless.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, do not get greedy in this business. And if you need help with it, like guys, I hear it on the one-on-ones. And so sometimes can't get everyone on the one-on-ones, but over time, you'll definitely do it in a week. And so next live stream is going to be on Sunday on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. So go to the Zach Ginn YouTube channel and subscribe. And on Monday, you go to the Rick Ginn YouTube channel. They have their separate channels, but there's awesome videos all edited perfectly for them on there. Make sure you subscribe to all the YouTube channels. Never miss a live stream and get the one-on-ones. The reason why I go live on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel, it's a smaller channel, which means when you want to hop on the one-on-ones, there's less competition to go talk to me. On the Rick Ginn YouTube channel, it's even a smaller channel. Guys, if you want to hop on one-on-one with him, he'll talk to you. So appreciate you guys. Guys, if you got no money, this is how you do it. Go to freewholesaling.com, and I'll see you guys soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one. Thanks, guys.